All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and a warm welcome to all watching at MUSC Red Devils NCR. This is Delvin, and today I have with me Sandeep Bhai, Avjeet Bhai, Mudit Bhai, and Paritosh Bhai with me on the stream. Hello, gentlemen. Warm welcome to each and every one of you. Hope you're doing well. And I think safe to say the atmosphere in and around the club is been very good over the past couple of weeks. Yes, a setback, but now once again, we found our feet after that initial stumble. Uh, one foot in the final of the Carabao Cup, a helpful fixture against Reading, which we should be able to overcome, and then we once again focus our attention towards reclaiming lost ground in the Premier League. So it's been a good first half of the season where the side has played well over expectations of the general fan base. We all, as fans, were ready to give Eric Ten Hag as much time as he needed to implement his philosophy upon this side. But based on what we have seen so far, it's already very evident that the development of this side is well ahead of schedule, and I think the only way from here is up. And while we have been through these situations before where we have believed false dawns every now and then only to get stung by the reality of mediocrity, there is hope and there are expectations that this could finally be the time where the change is for good and the change is permanent. So yesterday we spoke about the review of our mid-season. We spoke about the performances. We spoke about the best games of the season. We spoke about the worst games of the season, and we spoke about the best players and the players who have yet to pull their socks in the season. Today we will discuss about the report card for all the players up until this point of the season, where we will be rating each player out of 10 in three categories basically. So 1 to 4.5 is under par, woeful, or just about starting to get their feet under. 4.5 to 7.5 is anywhere between average uh, and above average, well, 8 to 10 is excellent. So without much ado, let us begin. Uh, the first category which we will be rating is our goalkeepers. So let us start with the goalkeeper that has been our number one throughout the season, and that's David De Gea. Mudit, I open the floor to you. What is David De Gea's rating for this season? Keeping in mind the sheer amount of criticism that he was exposed to in the past 2 years, and with his performances this year as well.
So, I mean, if we're looking at just this season, uh, I think what we've seen is kind of a revolution in goalkeeping in the last year or 18 months. Goalkeepers have adapted to a certain way of playing, of being part of the system which the manager wants to implement. De Gea, for me, is one of the best shot stoppers ever, right? But technically, with his feet, it's something that has always kind of put him down. He's gone better. Let me just specify. He's gone better, but he's still not there yet. For me, he's a solid 5.5. That's about it. I can't. I mean, if I get low, maybe people get irritated, but 5.5, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's no holds barred. I mean, we as United fans don't care about what other fans say. Yeah,
I'm giving 0.5 just for his saves and 5 just because he's kind of there for the longevity. Probably it's not just kind of yeah.
I think on the face of it, that seems a fair rating. But let's see what the other panelists have to say. Paritosh, I come to you. What is your rating for David De Gea this season?
I think he deserves at least a 6.5 with the kind of season that he's having. First of all, let me specify because I don't think 5.5 is fair from Udit Bhai. It's because the kind of clean sheets that he's had. Yes, he's not the best with his feet, but he compensates more than that at times. If it was not for De Gea, we would have lost at least 5-2 against Arsenal. If it was not for him. If it was not for him, we wouldn't have scrapped that result against Liverpool. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these results which we've had.
No,
That
but
is De Gea.
doesn't he always do that? It's something that we've come to expect out
Yeah,
of him.
but that's what I'm coming to. It's
He
just that
does.
we have been used to the kind of saves that he does, so we kind of neglect that. All if we are going to specify that he's not brilliant with his feet, we have to specify that he's amazing with his saves as well. He almost
Agreed.
got us a point against Arsenal if it was not for the final winner. Just before that, he made a brilliant save to keep it 2-2. But people tend to forget that because it ended up 3-2.
No,
So
of
he
course, I
has
didn't
been
forget that,
absolutely.
but
No,
it's
I'm
just
not saying. I'm not saying that you did. It's just that because we've been so used to the kind of saves that he does, is sometimes it goes to the back of the mind that this ये तो वो कर ही लेता है. It comes to the point कि this is what he does. This
but
is
it
what
is
he's good at.
testament to his
Yeah,
greatness that it is what he does, and we acknowledge that.
yeah,
What
Yes,
we
yes.
expect is now a next level in which build-up play
yeah,
is something that Ten Hag has, he wants to implement that. The first pass,
yeah.
receive it. The
I'm
second
saying that maybe he's not a long-term Eric Ten Hag goalkeeper, but you can't take that away that he has been absolutely fantastic this season. Not maybe from the one of the world's best, but he is close. He's done phenomenally well. I believe he's 6.5. He's not a 5.5. That's what I think.
yeah,
What I
yeah.
think is that he has had a great half season, given the kind of and I think even one of the most hyper critics of David De Gea would tell you that he has performed unlike what they thought he would. Everybody thought that under Ten Hag he'd get exposed and we'll have a replacement keeper by the end of January because
No, agreed.
Eric Ten Hag would be like this can't keep going and this guy can't play in my system. That was what everybody was thinking.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for that I'll give him a 6.5.
The smile on my face says everything that this report card has got off to the best possible start, and it's just one player and not even two panelists done. Oh, this is going to be a great stream. I'm really excited for this. Abhijit bhai, what is your rating for David De Gea this season?
I too want to give 6.5. That point 5 is because he has bettered in his goalkeeping skills. He has been proper coach, so he has developed. He has been in good in a composure, calm. Last in the last season he was not so much good. So I would not say he has trusted his defense line. He trusted his mates, and he has improved in it. Yes, I agree with all Mudit Bhai and Paritosh by what they said. Yes, he is not that phenomenal, but okay, he has saved us in clutch moments in this season, and I would really give 6.5. That point five is for that is improvement. That's it. Six is the points that I would give.
Sandeep bhai, your rating for David De Gea?
I would give him a 7 to 7.5 because, previously, so we have seen this change in goalkeeping, as Mudit said, in the last 18 months to 24 months, like 2 years to 1.5 years, kind of a thing. And under Solskjaer, we did not used to play that system, building out from the back. And who would he pass to? It was Maguire, Lindelof, or Scott McTominay. Who would he pass to that would take care of the ball? He had to shoot it. And shot stopping, that he is like 5-star in that. Another thing I would like to point out, it's not busy being the goalkeeper of Manchester United. We have had this problem since Barthes days. When Peter Schmeichel left, we took 8 long years to replace a sensible goalkeeper when Edwin van der Sar came in and filled the shoes. Even Edwin van der Sar, when he left, there was David De Gea, Anders Lindegaard, and many other were there. But David De Gea stuck to it, and he was our player of the year many times for the past 10 years. And we did not have a system that played out from the back. He was not coached into the modern style of goalkeeping. The little he has been coached, he has been showing this season with his passes and from his build-up play. I would not give him a 7.5, let's say, but I would definitely give him a 7 because I think his short stopping are match saving stops, and it's at their point saving stops. And I am thoroughly impressed with him. And I don't think in the next 2 years we would be getting a goalkeeper change like drastically, like completely taking the high out. I think we should be bringing in a Diego Costa or a Raya or this one. Uh, Raya is good. Raya is good. David Raya is good, or Sanchez, someone like that, and make him the understudy under Dahaya because it is not easy being the goalkeeper at Old Trafford or of Manchester United. The weight of the shirt is very heavy. So I think he has carried it out brilliantly, and he has gotten used to Ten Hag's way, and I think he will be a key member for our next season even.
All right, so it's 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, and 7. So my rating is a solid 6. For the only reason that for every good pass, there is that Brentford save which went under him. For every save, there is that aimless punch where he could have caught the ball against Arsenal. There is improvement, but there is still certain areas that he's uncomfortable out in tight spaces. Still some distribution issues lacking. Don't doubt about the saves. It's a solid 6 for me. Solid 6 for the half season. I think he has the potential to do him better. So yeah, I'm excited to see what De Gea does in the second half of this season. So apart from that, now we move on to the defense. We move on to our defenders, and compared to last season, our defense has improved very well. But we start with Luke Shaw, the left back. Mudit bhai, what are your ratings for Luke Shaw this season? And if you could pick out any one performance that won your heart this season.
Look, Shaw, well, he's shown a lot of performance, as in a lot of improvement, hasn't he? So it's kind of, if we are just basing this rating compared to last season, or if my perception of him has completely changed in the last 1 year, no. I always knew that this guy is capable of doing what he is right now. But the thing that Ten Hag system brings is playing in those triangles between the centre back, the left back, and the central midfielder. That triangle, and then the winger coming in with the overlapping runs, it has suited him so well. Shaw is a system player. It is proved now. He was a left back, but now he's more than just a left back. He's contributing more to attacks. He's making overlapping runs. He's tackling well. He's playing at centre back, which is insane. I never expected to see this guy playing centre back and do decent. So for me, Shaw is a 8.5, solid 8.5. You're on mute.
My bad, my bad. Paritosh bhai, your ratings for Shaw and that one best performance in the Premier League this season for sure.
That sticks out. Okay. The For me, Luke Shaw, I've always been a fan. I was a fan even when Mourinho was bashing him, and I used to stick my neck out in front of my fans, that this guy is one hell of a player. It's just that it's not looking like his time, and he has shown time and again that he has potential, and now it is very much proven that he is the kind of player that can fit into a system. He is that kind of player who has that pace to break through the lines. And yeah, for me, I do believe he is an eight at least. And the performance that sticks out is even when there was Martinez available. Although not 100% fit, he was chosen as a centre back pairing to Malacia. That was the performance that sticks out in front of me, because that shows the kind of impact that he has had. Even when there are proper centre backs, Eric Ten Hag chose Luke Shaw over everybody as a centre back. So that says levels about his potential and the kind of faith Eric Ten Hag has on him.
Fair enough. Abhijit bhai, your ratings for Shaw this season and his best performance.
I think I would give him solid 8. He has improved a lot of, and as I agree with all Mudit Bhai and Paritosh Bhai said, 8 is a good best performance. I would say against City, where he totally made quite Haaland, and every player he made quite for that attack. He made solid defense for that. So I would rate that City's match was the most iconic for him.
Sandeep bhai, your rating for Shaw this season and his best performance of the season to date.
Yeah, even I would agree, solid 8 and the performance against Man City. But one thing I would like to point out, why, the highlight of the season, which I can get at the top of my head, was that goal he scored with him starting the movement and then receiving the final ball and then scoring the goal with his right foot. I think that
That
was a
was
very
that
good
was
goal.
Bournemouth, was it? I think that was the Bournemouth.
I
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
Bournemouth.
remember the
It was
opposition.
Bournemouth. Yes, it was.
It
It is
was at the
Bournemouth.
Stretford end, and it was a
Bournemouth.
brilliant goal from left back. And he has been performing as centre back. He has fitted Solskjaer, I'm so sorry, Eric Ten Hag to a T, and I really like him this season. And we all knew, like I thought he would have the arc of a Gareth Bale when we signed him from Southampton, but there was some uh, injury issues and everything. But he has been brilliant this season, like the Roberto Carlos, as we all know him as. So he has been brilliant, solid 8 for me.
Shaw is one of those rare footballers who understands how build up works and how exactly he's able to get the ball progressed in tight spots. And he has been one of our best ball carriers this season. So for me, also, it's an 8.5. So the average for Luke Shaw comes up to around, I think it's 8.2 or 8.3 if I'm not mistaken. So in the two players that we have rated so far, De Gea gets an average of 6.3 and Shaw's average comes around somewhere at 8.2 or 8.3 out of 10 this season. Let's go to our next left back, and that's our new signing. That's Tyrell Malacia, bought in from Feyenoord, hijacked a transfer from Lyon, and I think it's one of the good decisions that we've made. Paritosh Bhai, let's start with you. What has been your rating for Tyrell Malacia this season, and any one performance you could pick where you think he had his best game in a United shirt?
When he came in, uh, when he just came in, I think that was the time when he was at his best. He was out for a while, then Luke Shaw performed brilliantly, and now he's there. He's playing in tandem. I do believe Luke Shaw is the better left back, but it's just that Luke Shaw is now more than a left back under Eric Ten Hag. I'd like to rate Malasia. I'll give him a 6.8. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.8 because he's not 7 for me as of now. Because I think he's not had that many chances as well. I think once he gets the hold of it, then he'll be a lot better. But I think he has potential. He has a lot of potential. He has a lot of potential, especially under Eric Ten Hag, because he looks the kind of fullback that Ten Hag wants. It's just that I'm not sure how, because Luke Shaw has been so good. I'm not sure how Malasia will fit in regularly. I think Tyler Malasia will be playing in tandem. I'm not sure how, but yeah, he has been good, so I'll give him a 6.8.
Abhijit Bhai, your rating for Malasia and his best performance in a United shirt?
I would give him 7. I think he's been good. When we had a big games like Arsenal, you can say Liverpool or City, he has been performing well. He pocketed Salah. He even pocketed Saka, and even in last City's game in Derby, he also pocketed Mahrez. So in that sense of the games like that, in a clutch games, he is better, to be trusted as a player, where he can cement in that position, and you can defend some big players who can be a threat to for us and score the goal. So I would say that all that big games against top 6, I would say his performance has been very good.
All right, Mudit Bhai, what is your rating for Malasia up until this season and his best performance so far?
So, it's his first season.
Your
It's
your
yeah.
video is off.
I I think my internet is bad. I don't know what's happening. Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Malasia for me is a solid 6.5. Why is because first it's his first season. He's just played half a season, first season, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's so why Ten Hag, according to me, got him here is because he has that tenacity which in terms of tackling, and then kind of also tracking back after he's tackled. It's something that I believe Shaw lacks in. If, for example, he's going 100% into a tackle and his man escapes him, Shaw is relatively slower to kind of track back to the man that he's missed out on. Malasia is younger. Malasia is kind of he has power. You can see he's physically also pretty good, and he'll only be better. So for his first season, it's a solid 6.5 for me. Yeah, because also, I mean, the appearances that he's made, I mean, Shaw has obviously taken over that spot in the Premier League, but the appearances that he's made in cup competitions and in the games that he's played, he's been decent. He's not been that bad. So, yeah, maybe once we see more performances from him, if the number of games increase, then we can probably rate him better. But as of now, 6.5.
All right. So, Sandeep bhai, what is your rating for Malasia this season and his best performance in a United shirt?
So, best performance in a United shirt, I would agree with Rohan Yadav, and definitely it was Liverpool at Old Trafford. I think he pocketed Salah like anything. And the rating, it would be a 6 point. It's like Paritosh said, it's between 6.5 and 7, because 7 would be a bit high and 6.5 is like a bit low. So even I would go for a 6.7, 6.8 kind of figure, because he's yet to establish his authority over the position, because Shaw has taken it back rightly so. And like, he's a very good investment for the future. I think he will emulate Patrice Evra, what we had. He has that uh, dog in him, let's say, and he's a very good signing, and I have high hopes for him.
Fair enough. For me, Malasia's rating is a 7. And for me, his best performance was actually in the derby, where he pocketed an informed Mahrez. A lot of people missed that Mahrez entered this game in top form. And the way that Malasia handled him with those fouls early on to assert who's the boss. And there was this one instance where Malasia was just towering and standing over him. Also, he gets an additional
Mahrez was
0.5 for
complaining
doing
4 fouls and all.
Yes. So, and he gets the additional half a point for doing the Walter White impression on the turf. I mean, giving tribute to arguably one of the greatest TV characters has to be in a good book. So for me, it's a 7. Mudit by 6. Mudit by also 7. Paritosh is a 6.8, Abhijit is a 7, and Sandeep Bhai also is a 6.7. So somewhere around 6.8, 6.9, the average for Malasia. We have a lot of
Delvin?
people.
Yeah, 6.9. I think it will be a 6.9.
Just imagine if Eric Ten Hag gives that impression and of that, Walter White thing.
No, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be like Ten Hag too. So Malasia did it for him, and they're both Dutch, so it's fine. So Rohan Yadav says Shaw is 27, max 2 to 3 years at the top. Amit Bhai says Malasia 6.5 out of 10. Sumit Kumar believes Shaw a 7 out of 10. Rohit Bhai believes that De Gea is a 6. And Saim Bhai also believes De Gea is a 6. Kush believes De Gea is a 5. I think Paritosh Bhai, you know who you have to argue against next. If Mudit Bhai gave a 5.5, De Gea, Kushagra gave a 5. So you know who's your next target. Well, Rohan Yadav also believes that Malasia's best performance was against
I'll see him
Liverpool at
off
Old
stream.
Trafford. So after the left backs, now we come to the centre backs. And let's start with the butcher of Manchester, and that's Lisandro Martinez. Mudit Bhai, what is your rating for Lisandro Martinez, and why is it a 9.5?
Well said. I mean, I was going for 9, but I'll give a 9.5 for you, for everyone here. I mean, I guess we all love him, man, so much. It's absolutely insane to see someone being so passionate about the club and performing by defying all those English pundits who thought that height was everything in defense. Pay him a
English
9.
pundit. One English pundit.
No, it's not just Kara. not just Kara, there were a lot of them.
It was everyone. It was
It was the
Souness. It was
Scouse. It was the Scousers. Let's leave them
yeah.
apart. Let's leave
Mm.
them alone. Scousers we don't discuss.
Yeah, I heard
Even the
right.
channels,
I heard John.
even the
No,
I
no.
channels.
heard
Even Terry and everyone was saying something or the
yes.
other. Every other.
So these guys believe the baton of English football is in their asses. It's out of it. So and Malaysia has kind of taken it at a whole new level. What I particularly find impressive about him is that it's his first season and he's breathing United. I mean, it's insane to see a player do so at such a passionate level in his first season. I don't think I've seen anyone, you know, tackling and then celebrating the tackle. It's something we missed, you know. It's something. It's like the second coming of Vidic. So it's just crazy. On the top of it, he's won the World Cup. He's at a whole new level in terms of mentality. So he's just insane. I would give him more than 10. 10 is not enough. Considering how he's improved us, man, he's improved
Yes,
us
yes.
so much. I mean, Varane ho saath mein, या Maguire ho saath mein, he's still doing it. So he's still doing it at a very high level, and he just needs to add.
Yeah.
I think I'm being selfish, but he needs to add goals more.
I mean, you spoke about him having a World Cup and going to another level. I and Maurice were having this discussion on stream yesterday that Licha and Varane are not on the same level as, say, Vidic or Ferdinand. I said, yeah, definitely, because Vidic and Vida and Ferdinand did not win a World Cup. So we did not have two World Cup winning centre backs playing for us at the same time.
It's
This
not the
time we
same thing.
do.
They were playing under a manager who could kind of make anyone play. He could make
Yeah,
me play win a title. So
exactly.
it doesn't.
Yeah. Paritosh bhai, what is your rating for Lisandro Martinez this season, and any performance out of the all the great performances that he's put for us that you feel was the best among them all?
I think I'll also give him a 9.5. He has been absolutely phenomenal. There are comparisons to Vidic, and although I don't believe that he anybody could be the second coming of anything, but if we are to compare him, he can he lacks in height, but he makes up for it in stature. That's what I'll say for Martinez. He lacks in height when in comparison to Vidic, but in stature he's been absolutely phenomenal. He makes up for everything, and the rest of the height we can count by the size of the balls that he has hanging right between him, and that has been
Size doesn't
my
matter.
comment for that has been my comment for Lisandro Martinez
Paritosh
about
by
the
making
performance.
the channel R-rated.
Huh?
Making the channel
Paritosh by making the channel
R-rated.
R-rated.
I don't care, man. It's just that he has been absolutely peach. We can't really define. I don't know, man. I can't really pinpoint one performance. It's just that I believe whenever he's on the pitch, I can see the top players not trying to go after him. Everybody was saying that people will try to go after Lisandro Martinez. He'll be the short one, and people will try to tower over him. He tackles and then looks you dead in your eye, like sit down. And that has been my impression of Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, size doesn't matter, stature does. I mean, obviously, a butcher doesn't see size as long as he has that. He has the cleaver in his hand, and that's all is required to deter opponents away. You said a very good thing about all the big players not targeting. It says a lot that the only person who seemed to have his number up until now was Dan James in that Fulham game, where Dan James just beat him for raw pace. That was the only time where you seen Martinez come unstuck. And it's so fitting that he slapped on the faces of everyone who called in the height as the weak factor in him, while his first goal for the club was a header. Says a lot, and that's the best way to give a slap across the faces of all these so-called critics. Abhijit bhai, your rating for Martinez and his best performance in a United shirt?
I would give straight 10, and a phenomenal player where he gives some vibes like Vidic. I've been a big fan of Vidic for a long time, so it give me some vibes, but he's not at the level of Vidic. What Vidic has to perform, but he does give some vibes like Vidic. That dodgy, bullying Jorginho, bullying Arnold. even Robertson and even
injury,
Salah.
putting the putty around his head,
Putting that headband.
everything he
and
did.
do and
Everything
putting
he did.
his head with the headband, putting his head right
Yes,
between the legs of
Uh,
another player.
yes,
and
definitely.
and you can literally see that his eyes changed color. It's yellow, and he's still going for them like as if he doesn't care. Gives great vibes, man. Like, seriously.
Yes. He gives
More of
everything
a
in his
Rooney vibe
body.
than Vidic. More of a Rooney
Hmm.
Yes.
vibe than Vidic. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes, yes, you can say Rooney also. You can say, proper Man United Red Devil player, which he gives some vibes. He has been phenomenal for us. Even in the passes, tackles, you'd say in the goal contribution, everything he has. He has been giving energy to the defense line. Being cementing at the player, cementing at the line. So I would give straight 10 for him. He's phenomenal signing for us.
fair enough. Sandeep, by your rating for Lisandro Martinez?
So is 11 possible? I don't think so, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So no, same here. It's 9.5 because I'm reserving 10 for another player. It's 9.5 for me too. And when we were signing him, and there were all these talks when the season was starting. 2006 Ballon d'Or, Fabio Cannavaro, 5 feet 9. After that, it's Messi and Ronaldo, all attackers. Before that, all attackers. The only defender to win not the only, like the defender to win the Ballon d'Or 2006, 5 foot 9 inch. So let's not talk about. I mean that topic, that discussion was so baseless from Kara and Sones and whatever. Let's not go there. Licha has been a revelation, and the only thing that sets him apart from Vidic would be the consistency. Vidic did it for years. Now we have to see Lisandro Martinez do the same thing for years, because he is a World Cup winner. He has the attributes. He is a fighter. He is a united through and through in the first season itself. Let's just see him do this for the next 6 to 7 years. That's it. That's all I want, and he will be comparable to Vidic. And about the rating, it's 9.5, and not just the defending. If I'm not wrong, it was his pass to Bruno against Everton where he laid it off to Rashford, and Rashford scored the goal, right? If I'm not wrong, in the FA Cup, maybe. I mean, his passing is exquisite. He's a exquisite mover of the ball, passer of the ball, and he finds spaces also. Yesterday's tackle, that it might have been a scissor tackle, I don't know, but when he was coming back from the attack and he stopped, if I'm not wrong, Gibson White, I guess. Uh, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. So I would give him a 9.5 out of 10.
So I
My
just
rating,
I just
yeah,
worked
yeah.
this out. Defenders who won Ballon d'Or, right? So Franz Beckenbauer, height 1.81 meters. Fabio
That's
Cannavaro,
5.9 again. That's again 5.9.
Fabio Cannavaro 1.76. Martinez 1.75. So
Yes, short kings do matter. Just in case people don't understand, short kings do matter. So for me
Mojo
also,
sir is
it's
asking, have we done
it only
Maguire?
depends on
Mojo sir is asking, have we done Maguire?
Represent.
no more, sir. We will come there.
No,
Yes,
it's
yes,
just
yes.
that 5'9" is not short. 5'9" is not short. When will
It,
people
it, it,
realize? Short is Messi.
For us
Short is
Indians,
Messi.
it's not short.
5'7",
For us
5'9" is
Indians,
not
it's not
short.
short.
yeah.
Like,
So
still, for in terms of footballing sense, it might be a little lesser, but still, we have Messi, the world's best player, as many people call him. He is not even 5'8" properly.
yeah,
five and a half. It's 5.5.
growth
Yeah. So
syndrome
for me,
and
yeah,
one time in history. So
yeah. So for me,
Maradona,
Martinez 9.5.
Garincha.
don't go
Those
there.
are some, yeah, don't go there. They have other secrets to success, which is not just artistry that Messi has. The lesser we talk about it, the better, bro. So 9.5 for Martinez for me. Let's go to his partner. The ice to Martinez is fire. The yang to Martinez is yin, and that's Rafa Varane. Uh, uh, Mudit bhai, your ratings for Varane this season? He is fitter. Uh, he's not missed a lot of game time compared to last season, and that shows in this defense. So your rating for Varane this season?
I, for one, think that the World Cup helped him a lot with regards to his United career too. I mean, how it was going. Yes, he's been injured in the past, but this season, apart from a couple of performances, he's been pretty damn good for an 8.
Yeah, I
So this
think
one,
fair enough. Yeah, I think fair enough. Yeah, like 8 is proper. Mojisa believes Varane is a 7. And yes, I would agree somewhere around 7 or 8, but I'll reserve my rating for later. Paritosh bhai, your rating for Varane?
Varane is a player I liked very much when he first arrived last season. He's a player uh, I was very not keen on because I still remember the Real Madrid game at Old Trafford in which Nani got red carded when he was bodying Rafael Varane. Rafael Varane was supposed to be the up and coming defender, and I hated Real Madrid from that day because I believed that we were snatched away. The victory was snatched away from us that day. So I despised Rafa Varane and that Real Madrid team at that point. But I have to give my hat off to this player. I liked him when he signed for us, but this season I w- everybody said that he was exposed in a Manchester United team, that he was protected in Real Madrid, and that he Champions League Varane and everything is just a hoax because he had a great team around him. This time it shows that he was not being carried by a great team. If you get him a partner, if you get him someone he can trust, if you get him someone who he can feed off, he can show you that he is a great player. Not only a great defender, he's a great player. He can handle the ball well, and he has used his strengths very well. I do agree with Mudrik Bhai and you that the World Cup was good for him, and in terms of his Manchester United career, it was nice to see that shift he got with France. And yeah, for the rating, I'd say Rafa Varane, I'll give him a 7.5 because I do believe he can do better. I do believe he can be a lot fitter. So I think a
So,
7.5
yeah.
is fair.
So that's 8 from Mudit bhai and 7.5 from Paritosh bhai. Abhijit bhai, your rating for Varane?
Straight 7.5, I would say. 7.5 because he's not been injured. He has been vital for games, and he was the main center back for us, for Licha. So I would give straight 7.5.
Alright, Sandeep bhai, your rating for Varane?
Yeah, I would give him a fair 8. I think he is the Rolls Royce Varane, and some of the tackles he puts in the last second are phenomenal. And some of them are match-saving saves, match-saving tackles. And only thing I would like more from him is a bit of consistency, like consistency with not being injured, consistency for appearance. When he appears, he's good, but consistency for appearance, we need to protect him and play matches like Reading and Nottingham for a second. Like he can be given a rest, but I think it's fair to say that it's a solid 8.
Yep, it's an 8 for me as well. He's much more composed in a United backline that hasn't chopped and changed. And his experience and his class tells off in certain games. For example, I believe we really missed him when in the derby where we got spanked 6-3. I believe if he was there, 2 goals out of the 6 wouldn't have happened. But again, that's my opinion. So it's an 8 for me as well. Let's go to the other centre back, the man, the myth, the legend, Harry Maguire. Quickly, let's get what his ratings are for this season. Mudit bhai, your ratings for Harry Maguire this season?
it's a tough one. The number of times he's played, we fucked up. He screwed up. So it's kind of probably one game that he's played well in throughout the season, and whenever he's played, we've definitely conceded. We are conceding goals with Martinez and Varane too. Let's be honest. It's yeah, but on an individual man-to-man level, who do I see among these three centre backs being comfortable on the ball? On the ball, it's Martinez and Varane. Maguire is nowhere near them in terms of carrying the ball, in terms of defending, in terms of even heading, in terms of even heading. So it's absolutely gone. I mean, I liked him when he came because he was a goal scoring defender. We needed someone like him. And the goal scoring went away. I mean, that was the one asset that that was unique about him. Otherwise, he was just a generic centre back. And he's gone down in that too. So Harry Maguire. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, his rating. Still, you didn't rate him yet.
I don't want to give a rating, but 4.5.
You
4.5.
can't
All
rate
right.
a legend. Come on. You can't rate a legend.
I
Okay.
definitely agree.
Paritosh bhai, you are next. How do you rate Maguire from here?
Jokes aside, I feel bad for the guy. He was given the captain's armband with absolutely nothing to his credit. He shouldn't have been given the captain's armband in the first place. That was too much of a pressure. Uh, and if anybody saw England in the World Cup, Harry Maguire looked completely different. That was unlike the Harry Maguire we see with for a United shirt. So I do believe there's a system where he can play. I do believe that he has the ability to play good football. It's just that it's sad that he's stuck in the wrong team with the wrong system. Uh, there are chances that Eric Ten Hag could use him, but I don't think he's the type of player that Eric Ten Hag would want, especially because of the pace that he lacks. I think he is good with his aerial duels. He can be used as a player who can get you some goals with his head. But it's just that it's sad to see that some crucial years of his career is wasted, and he's wasting Manchester United's time as well. He it's not his fault, I think, the money, because that is more on Leicester and more on Manchester United and the board, who are not able to see that this is not a player you pay 85 million for. It's
You know
just
what?
that I do believe
I'd
he's
actually add to the fact that despite being dropped, not one single rumor from his entourage, or
yeah
speaking about the club or bringing out shit, which many of the
yeah
players are
yeah
doing after the season out. It's crazy.
yeah. That's why I'm saying I think
He's very
especially the memes, the
professional.
social media,
He is very
is the
professional. The
memes.
guy's, yeah.
The memes, the social media, everything that gets to many, and it got to Cristiano Ronaldo. It didn't get to Harry Maguire, so you have to give him credit for that. He could have used it, but yeah, he didn't. And Harry Maguire, what should I rate him? I'll give him a 4.5.
Speaking of four, Mojo sir got a 4-0 Harry Maguire today. Mohit bhai, I saw
4.5.
Sufi on stream while we were speaking about Maguire. Does he like Maguire?
No, he it's like a trigger word for him.
Vijit bhai, what is your rating for Maguire? Quickly, and then we move on to the rest. We do have a lot of
2.5.
players to cover.
2.5.
Damn. All right.
2.5. He is bizarre. He is good. He is good for England, okay, but he's not good for Manchester United. That's it.
All right. Sandeep bhai, your rating for Maguire?
Yeah, I would agree with Paritosh that he's in the wrong system, in the wrong team, at the wrong time, with the wrong price tag, with the wrong job role of a captain of Manchester United. Everything that could go to shit for him went to shit. So I would give him a 5 out of 10 for the season he's had.
4.5 for me. And my only one line is that Maguire is a tournament footballer and not a league footballer. Uh, Works well in a tournament setup, not well in a league setup. And just let's move on from there. Let's move to the right backs. We'll talk about Diogo Dalot first. Mudit bhai, Diogo Dalot, once again another player who's thrived, who's developed massively, showing the signs of that complete inverted fullback a la Cancelo. Not to that level yet, but he still has time on his side. Your ratings for Diogo Dalot this season?
There's Lindelof too.
He hasn't played 5 games.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, the basis. Okay. So Dalo, completely different player. It's crazy how at one moment it was almost looking like he doesn't have a career left, and now it's like he cannot be replaced. It's crazy how things happen in in a year, or even in the last 6 or 7 months. For me, Dalo is a solid 9. Why? Because he gets it. He gets the system. He gets the triangle that he needs to play with Casemiro and the centre back, and with the wingers. So it's crazy. It's amazing how he's adjusted.
Yeah. Paritosh bhai, your rating for Dalot this season?
I'll give him an 8.5. It's just that he's injured, and right now there's recency bias in our mind with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and other defenders. It's just that we have not seen much of Delo lately, that we are not able to form a proper judgment. I would have given him a 9 as well because he has always been a good player. He was always recognized even at with his stint at AC Milan. They wanted him for long term. He came back, and thank God he did, because he is the kind of player you want with a manager like Eric Ten Hag. You want him as a part of your modern game, the one where the defenders play a crucial role, the fullbacks play a crucial role. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.5. I do believe he has the potential to go even a 9.5, because it's not just the way he defends, it's the way he attacks the ball. It's the way he's able to track back. Is the way that he has tenacity in giving tackles even when he's on the attack. That is not something you see with defenders. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.5.
Abhijit bhai, your rating for Diogo Dalot?
I would give even 8.5. He has been a very phenomenal player for us. Attack, defense, everything. He is a changed player for Man United, and we have discovered a potential right back for Manchester United, and he has that dodgy and everything. So 8.5.
Sandeep bhai, your rating for Diogo Dalot this season?
I think he would be a 8, absolutely. And like the way he has improved this season, I think he's the most improved player of the lot we have this season. And like in his training activities, like the way he's been trained, that is just the best. So I think it would be a 8 out of 10.
For me, 8 as well, and only because of the fact could have been more, but this current spell of injuries is a dampener in the works. So a lot of people rated Dalo. Mojo sir says that Dalo is 8 for all the improvement that he's shown. The Dine Kit believes Dalo 7.5. Not many games. Kushagra agrees as well. You have to stay fit, which is a part for the rating and your game. Anxiety Bhai gives 7 for Dalo. So all in all, his rating is anywhere between 7 and 8. Mudit Bhai gives him a 9. So yeah, overall very good rating. And now we come on to my boy, my guy, the spider from Croydon. That's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And Mudit Bhai, your ratings for Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
We always knew he's a great tackler, right? Our issue was not with his tackling or his defensive skills. Our issue was always with what he does going forward. What he's been doing going forward now is something that we never saw him do previously. It was just go to the midfield line, turn back, give a pass back, and then again reposition yourself and move forward. Now what we are seeing is him getting the space to run on the flanks and attack the wings with the winger. That is a formation which has helped him a lot. The second thing is he's still not that good in defense, in offense. Let me tell you, it's not what Dalo can give us in offense. Wan-Bissaka can't. But what I can see now is he can tackle higher up the pitch, which is a very critical part of Ten Hag's system, and that is somewhere even Dalo lacks. So it's something unique for me. And if he can improve his attacking, I would give him a 9.5. But now for his improvement, for his comeback, for the way he's kind of got into the team again, and his attitude, again, not speaking in front of the media about the club or the manager, 9.5.
9.5. Yes, that's my guy, Mudit Bhai. That's my guy. Yes, absolutely.
It is just a
Paritosh Bhai,
9.5. 9.5.
yes. Yes, you have problem with that, you can fight me. I'm all ready. Paritosh Bhai, your rating for Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
मैं बस चेक कर रहा था ठीक सुना कि नहीं.
No, let me just quickly
My
bring
rating
that
was
down.
not based on all of his performances, but a mixture of a comeback, of being frozen out and then coming back and then showing a mentality of being what he is.
Yeah, so this is what I meant by the recency bias. It's just that we have seen more of Aaron Wan-Bissaka that he got away with the 9.5. Uh, I don't think he's a 9.5. I think I'll give him I'll give him a 6.7. I'll give him a 6.7, and I'll give my reasoning for that as well. He has been good. He has been really good. He probably recently he has been a 9. for us. But, and that's a big but, he has not done anything that we hadn't already seen. Okay, it's just that he got the right players with him right now. The point you were making about him going forward, he has not done anything outrageous. This is his normal, usual self. He had these capabilities earlier as well. It's just that the team was so shit around him that he had no other option. He played with very less confidence. Eh, and what that does to you with lesser confidence is that the kind of things he was able to pull against Manchester City in the low confidence that he was in, that would have not done for him. The little touches, the little feints wouldn't have worked because teams were already over us. The other teams as well, they would have tried to shun him down and put him in a corner because there were spaces earlier. Right now, the other wing is pulled. The players are all kept up with other players, so he gets the time and space and the confidence. I'll give him a 6.7 based on the fact that he has been really good recently. He has not had that many performances, and I do believe he has the capabilities to go even 8.5. But the fact that Aaron Bissaka comes with a roof over his head, he does not have exponential potential. He is good at what he does. He's really good. He can be a player who can play in tandem, but I don't believe he is the proper right back that we need. And that is where my problem lies with Aaron Bissaka.
Fair,
He is
fair,
a
fair,
good
fair.
6.7. He can be an 8, but I don't think he is a long term right back for Manchester United. So I give him a 6.7.
Fair enough. You spoke about him not doing anything outrageous, but the fact that he literally Paradunu bail out three City players while having the ball at his feet is outrageous in any spectrum of the imagination. Mojo sir gives him a 6.5 and 8 for those dribbles versus City. Says that he needs to understand that the back post is at the back post and not at the penalty spot. One of the only issues that he currently has, that is his lack of spatial awareness. Abhijit bhai, your ratings for Van Bissaka, and then we move on to Sandeep bhai quickly.
I would give 6.8. 6.8. He has,
All right.
has a good attitude. I think he has been improved as his hard work. So 6.8.
Yeah. All right. Sandeep bhai, your rating for Van Bissaka.
Yeah, even I would give him a 6.5. His resurrection has been amazing, and he has kept his head down, improved on his own work, not spoken to media like some people, just worked on his own thing, not try to get out of the easy way and ask for a transfer. He has worked his way into the team, and for that he gets all the kudos he deserves. And we really needed him during this period. Otherwise, who would have played at right back? Malasia? I don't know. So Aaron Van Bissaka has come in and done a job brilliantly. But as Paritosh said, I don't think he is the future right back of Manchester United. But he has. We will be grateful for his performances during this period.
संदीप भाई जरा साइड में आना, थोड़ी बात करनी
That is
है आपसे.
I know
Yeah.
you're a big fan, and even I like Varane Bissaka. Let me be clear. I like him very much. I love the way he tackles. I love that he's able to put those scoop tackles in. But it's
Saved
just
us,
that when he's bad, it's
saved
terrible.
us, saved us from the
Just
loss
imagine,
against Crystal Palace. Saved us
just
against.
imagine a cross between Aaron Van Bissaka and Trent Alexander-Arnold. That would be the perfect right
Oh
back.
my God, that will be the perfect fullback.
Yeah.
That will be the
So
perfect fullback. Every manager
seven.
will want him. So
You're
my
not.
only problem with it, my only just let me make this clear. My only problem with Aaron Bissaka is the fact that any other day, Delo was fit. Really, Delo would be preferred over him. And the only thing I want Aaron Bissaka to stay. But my only question is whether he'll be interested in staying as the number two right back at Manchester United. That is my only question. I don't think that is going to be the case.
I
He'll
think
want
he
a
will.
transfer.
I
He
think he
has
will.
no. He won't, because Van Bissaka
He
is
won't.
25. He's
He
still
came
young.
in for the number one
Dallo,
spot. I
Dallo
think
is
he came in for the
23.
number one spot, and that's my problem with him.
Dallo is 23. Wan Bissaka is 25. We have two amazing players in their prime at right back. You can only have one. One will have to kind of make a decision for his career. And I think that Dallo will obviously overtake him because Wan Bissaka has certain limitations. I am glad to see him fight for his position. And believe me, Ten Hag doesn't give a damn about how technical or how good Dallo is. If Wan Bissaka is playing good, Wan-Bissaka
He's going to
plays.
keep him. He's going to persist. Yeah. So it's
So that's something we can expect from our manager. There's
And I
no
think he appreciates the hard work a person puts into the training ground to better himself, and that would be
precisely.
awarded by Ten Hag with matches and more game time.
which is why it will be incredibly difficult for Dalot to
Yeah.
come back. It's
Yes,
not going
yes,
to
it
be
is.
easy.
I think
And that will decide his
Martinez,
career.
yeah,
That will decide his career.
Martinez saw that with
Martinez faced the
shock.
faced way. He came from winning a World Cup and he couldn't find a way into the starting lineup up until the Arsenal game. So yeah, and Martinez was one of our best performers in the league. For me, 7.5 still has potential to go to 8.59. Ten Hag has openly gone ahead and praised Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That says a lot. So that's 7.5. With that, we're done with the defense. And without wasting much time, let's just go through our midfield options. We start with Scott McTominay. I know. Yes, the faces, the expression, everyone's faces. But yes, we will get there. We'll start with McTominay first. Mudit bhai, your ranking, your rating for McTominay this season. Keep in mind, recency bias aside, there was a phase where he actually played well. So we are going for the whole season.
I'm not going to give him a bad rating, guys. It's okay. When McTominay burst onto the scene, it almost felt like the second coming of Fletcher, and it was crazy to see. It was amazing to see, and the way he kind of carried himself during that phase. I'm sorry, Fletcher ज़्यादा हो गया, but ठीक है. मेरे को लगा था वो time पे because I was hyped because
Roy
we finally
Keane.
had like a midfielder who was good with the ball, man. I liked him on the ball. So it's at that time. So it was. Hold on, my dad is.
रॉय किंग थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया पारितोष भाई मतलब ठीक
नहीं
है
देखो नहीं there are comparisons to be made there are comparisons to be made
yeah.
I'll let Mudit bhai and his statement.
When he burst onto the scene, I really liked him because I like that kind of a player who can take on players while holding the ball and also passing it well. That was during the start. When we kind of paired him with Fred there, his role changed quite a lot. And the fact that he was adapting to that role made us kind of think that he's actually not good. He is good. For me, he is good. But for the system, maybe not. Right? So for me, he's a 6.5 for this season. But overall, he's way more than 7 for me. 7.5 overall in his United career till now.
So Paritosh bhai, what is your rating for Scott McPassion? Go ahead.
Scott McPassion. I think he is what Henderson is for Liverpool, but without the years under his belt.
What is Henderson for Liverpool? No one knows the answer to that question.
That is my question. That is my
A
question.
Premier League winner who
jokes.
lifted the trophy. That's quite a weird comparison. I see hatred here.
Jokes aside, I think Scott McTominay, the way he was played under Solskjaer, that was the wrong setup he was played in, and it's sad for him that that has continued. He's not a CDM. He's more of a progressor. He's not the kind of player that he's being played as. It's just that he'll be fantastic for Newcastle. A team like Newcastle put him in number 8, and you can see how he strikes. He can be very good with the ball in that from half line to the D. He can be good at that. It's just that he's in the wrong system, in the wrong team, playing the wrong kind of football for him. Again, one of the victims of the situation. And he is a very passionate player. He likes playing for the badge. I'll never forget how he scored that long ranger against City over Ederson. So I'll always be grateful. It's just that I wanted McTominay to be so much better because he looked the part. He was tall in stature. He was aggressive. He was like a leader. He's not a CDM, unfortunately, because we want a CDM right now. And yeah, for me, his season has been good. He has not had a terrible season. It's just that the position he plays is not his natural position. Is not a position he should be played at. And for that, I'll give him a 6.3, 6.4, because I do believe if you play more higher up the pitch, he can be a lot better. But we have players who are so much better than him higher up the pitch that he doesn't get the chance. So yeah, I'll give him a 6.3.
If only we played Leeds United every 38 games, all 38 games of the season. Abhijit bhai, your rating for McTominay for this season?
I would give him 7.3. Actually, we are actually forgetting that he has when Casemiro was not still settled in the team, he was the player we trusted him, and he outperformed in our expectation. In the Liverpool games, you say every game we played after that, when we started winning. So in the even in Arsenal game where he thrown Jesus like a WWE, like Royal Rumble, he पटक दिया साले को, मतलब क्या क्या ही कर दिया उसने तो, मतलब you are people always tend to remember the bad games what he has done. Last game where he was we lost that game against Arsenal, that tackle for what I think where he scored, I think someone Arsenal player. So we remember that games, but we don't remember what he has done in the Liverpool game, or even in the Arsenal game. So I would say that he has improved. So he has been a better player, and 7.3 is for my rating.
Sandeep, by your rating for McTominay?
I would I would give him a stable 6. He's been a steady Eddie the first part of the season. When we didn't have Casemiro, I think Casemiro should have been brought in the City game, and I think he was out of his depth there. Same problem with McTominay. He's played out of position. I think as a number 8, he's much better when he's a box-to-box midfielder, not as a CDM. So I think it would be a steady 6. And Scott McTominay is a phenomenal player if he played for Newcastle United, but just not at Manchester United. He would be a very good player for a Premier League team, but not Manchester United.
Fair enough. 6 for me as well. Good start to the season, but the penalty given against Chelsea from there on went on a downward spiral. But yeah, could do better. And if Newcastle want to replace John Joe Shelby with a Scottish John Joe Shelby, then yes, Scott McTominay is your man. With that being said, let's move on to the next player, and that is Fred. He is United's Energizer Bunny for some reason or the other. That's what I feel. And Mudit bhai, what is your rating for Fred this season?
Fred would again, like, I don't know, 6.5 or 7. Both would do for me. It's why? It's because he's stayed at the level at which he was last season. That's about it. I mean, I don't think I've seen a player um, with so much potential, which we kind of saw at Shakhtar. Because what I loved about that player was the amazing way in which he used to find out through balls through to wingers, between channels, between opponent defenses. I mean, I get it was the Ukrainian league or whatever, but that was his strength. His forte was forward passing, and forward passing from deep, long balls from deep. I've still not seen that from him because he's been again a victim of the system. And I mean, we've not utilized him well, but in terms of how he's adjusted to the club, he's very good. He's very good as a utility player.
Too late for him to do that, considering the fact that he's 29 now. Too late for him to do what he did at Shakhtar, maybe?
He can still do it. The thing that he used to do at Shakhtar was stand in the center of the park and deliver everywhere. Through balls grounded, through balls through the air. It was his main strength. It is why we paid the money, because we wanted people to run into those channels and for him to find them. None of that happened.
Fair enough. Paitosh bhai, quickly your thoughts on Fred's rating for this season?
Again, what I said about McTominay, wrong player, wrong position. But he does his best. He gives all his heart. He runs like anyone. He runs like his life is on the line, and he puts in tackles. He is the kind of player you want after the 75th minute if you're leading 2-1. You want his tenacity. You want him to be present, ever present in front of the attackers of the other team. And for that, I'll give him a 6.7. But is what Mudit bhai said. We are still yet to see the kind of talent that he has, the kind of talent that makes him a regular for the Brazilian team and not the Manchester United team. So that is what I'm here for. So I'll give him a 6.7. But I do hope that he's utilized well with when we are able to play more of Eric Ten Hag's mind, when we are able to change systems, when we are able to adapt to systems quickly, when we are not sticking to one system every game. So yeah, I do believe that he has potential. I do believe there are still 3 4 good years left in him if Erik Ten Hag can make it out of him, because the level of talent that he has and the kind of things that he can do, he'll not need a huge amount of pace that will go down. He still has, I guess, 3 4 years. So yeah, I do believe he has potential. I'll give him a 6.7.
The guy who was brought in to unlock Pogba 4 years on still hasn't unlocked himself yet. So moving on, Abhijit bhai, your rating for Fred this season.
6.5.
All right. Sandeep bhai, your rating for Fred this season.
Yeah, I would give him a 6.5. He has improved, and yes, tenacity is there, as Muru sir is saying. And I would like to point out one more thing. If Ericsson was not here, he would play a lot more role in this team, and we have seen his passing improve under Ten Hag. So 6.5, a good way to go. I would I would extend his contract for 1 year.
It's already done. The 1 year, the 12
Yeah,
month
that
extension has been triggered.
option
Is
plus
has been
one,
triggered.
like
Oh,
Oh,
all right,
plus one.
all right. So it's 6.5 for me as well. I think this is the first player that we've come on a consensus of 6.5, all of us. So that's great going. So you spoke about Ericsson, and the next player is Ericsson. So what a journey Ericsson has been through, from his heart literally stopping to becoming the beating heart of United's midfield. Gone a long way. With that being said, Mudit bhai, what is your rating for Ericsson this season? One of the
This is
best free transfers this season.
absolutely, and this is one player I always wanted to see at United since he was at Ajax. So it's crazy how this transfer has come apart like 12 years down the line, when we used to see the rumor section on United's website linking him to us, and now he's here. But ठीक है, दे रहा है, दुरुस्त है. Anyway, so but what Ericsson
Even
has
at
brought,
Spurs,
yeah,
even at Spurs, he was
yeah, absolutely.
rumored to join United.
Hmm. So yeah, so what he's brought here is movement. Movement in the sense that he creates like a circle around him with players feeding off of his talent on the ball, which is majorly distribution. But at the same time, what he does very well for me for United this season is kind of aim at a particular pass sideways onto the wings or in midfield, but eventually also go the longer route and find that pinpoint ball to kind of head into the goal, or kind of make like a cross or a pass in the center, to the center forward to score a goal, which is something that is unique to Ten Hag's attacking system, because we don't see that much happening in his system much. But with Ericsson's capability on the ball, I think Ten Hag has kind of figured out that he has one more attacking option with Ericsson that he can utilize apart from just ground build up play and from the wings or anything, a bit more direct route. And we as United fans love the direct route, so I love Ericsson. It's a 9 for me.
Paritosh bhai, your rating for Ericsson.
Ericsson is a solid 9.5 for me because of the improvement that he has, and nobody expected him to do the kind of impact that he has left. Even if he is not able to perform for the rest of the season, he proved everyone wrong, because everybody thought that okay, he's the player we want, but we want him 5 years younger. He has turned out to be that player for at least for half a season, and that says a lot about his work ethic. That says a lot about the faith of Erik Ten Hag and his abilities. That says a lot about him as a character as well, because everybody thought that his ambition is dead uh, when the unfortunate incident happened at the Euros, and everybody thought that he'll never play at the top level. Everybody thought he might, even if he does, he might play for a team like Brentford. Then he had a phenomenal season at Brentford. Then he got his move to Manchester United. Everybody thought, okay, that must be like one last hurrah. But he has turned out to be the engine in his side, which wanted a fresh engine. He has turned out to be that player, and for that I'll give him a 9.5. I know it's a little higher than everybody would want, and everybody will think that he has his limitations. He is not good defensively, but that's not his job. He sometimes he gives away the ball cheaply, but I do think the impact that he's had, along with Martinez, he has been the player that has been the reason for our change in form, or the way Manchester United are seen as a team. So I'll give him a 9.5 for the sheer impact that he's had.
Abhijit bhai, your rating for Ericsson?
I would give 8.3. I think he's been a phenomenal signing for us. He has offloaded some defensive duties from Bruno, and he has given a full free roam for Bruno, and which has emphasized us in our attack, which has helped in our attack. And I think Bruno coming into the attack makes some lethal attack for us, and that has really impacted in scoring. What I still think that Ericsson can score in set basis, and even in the some contribution in the boxes. So I really hope that he score more goals for us in the upcoming season.
Sandeep bhai, your rating for Ericsson?
Yeah, I would give him an 8. He has revolutionized our midfield along with Casemiro and Bruno. So I would give him a solid 8. And like it was a serious condition last year or last to last year, where when we thought if he could play or not. So the comeback has been phenomenal. And he's a very calm and cool player. Only request to Eric Ten Hag, give him some fucking rest, man. Give him some fucking rest.
So my rating again 8. Same reasons for Mojo sir. Gets tired by the 60th to 70th minute. Cannot play him the entire 90. So 8 for me as well. We go on to Bruno next. The captain for this season. Mudit bhai, your rating for Bruno?
9. And why is because he's grown out to be more than just a goal scorer, an assist provider, a playmaker. He's gone on to become a leader in this team. He gets the standards that we want. It is irritating, mind you, it is irritating sometimes what he's expecting out of everyone, and how he's kind of how his leadership style is. It's something that gets me sometimes also. It's like, bhai kya kar raha hai? What are you trying to do? Everyone knows their job. They are under a manager. Don't be a second manager on the pitch. But that's something that obviously has gone through Ten Hag too. It means he has the approval to do so. It means he has the respect of his teammates. So he's gone to that next level for me, apart from being just someone who scores goals, provides assists, and is a good playmaker. For me, he's a 9.
He is basically Ronaldo minus the bitching to Piers Morgan. I agree with what you say. Abhijit bhai, your rating for Bruno this season?
I would give 8.6. He has been a good player for us, in the attack, and he has been phenomenal in that assisting. But I still think those misses and moaning in some situation, shouting for a player, that really makes you are on the verge of becoming a club captain in a coming season, and you are still moaning and making those shouts for a player. You are not up to that responsibility. I still sense
Not
there is.
For
not
a
the first. Yes,
manager who dealt with Ronaldo in the way he did, don't you think Ten Hag would have told Bruno to stop doing that?
exactly. Not the first player to do it in a United shirt will definitely not be the last as well. So I totally get it. If he's doing it, there is a reason why, and he wants to uphold, like Mudita said, wants to uphold the club to the standards, and not many of them get it. It's about time that they do.
Yes.
Sandeep bhai, your rating for Bruno?
That's the best thing you said. It's about the standards of the club, and Eric Ten Hag wants to bring it back where that standards has been. I would give Bruno a 9 because he has been the captain of the season of our team for the season. Maguire is the official one, but he has been the captain on the team. So he's been, as Mojo said, rightly says right now, he's been a true leader. So I absolutely agree that he's been a true leader, and 100 goal contributions in 153 games. I mean, do we need to say more? So 9.
Nine for me, same reasons, and also he's been, like Mudit bhai said, much more than a goal scorer and an assist provider. So yeah, he's been everywhere. So for me, it's a 9. Uh, he's once again becoming a nuisance to the Premier League players and the referees, and that is always good to see. A United player being a nuisance, which means the team is going in the right direction. The next player is the Brazilian destroyer. The Sambar also is, yeah, adjectives will fall short. It's Casemiro. Mudit bhai, Abhijit bhai, Sandeep bhai, what is your rating and why is it a 10?
It's just limited to 10. Great.
Let's go
10.
forward. It's 100 out of 10. Chalo.
Let's move on to the
Thousand,
next player.
thousand.
Yeah, let's move on to the
Let's move
forwards
on.
now.
It's
Yeah,
Casemiro,
exactly.
Casemiro
yes.
is a player we've been crying out for the last 5 years, and we've got that player in mint condition,
Yes,
thankfully. So
absolutely.
that's about it.
He's that player. If the opposition look at him and they say, "Yeah, dude, there's no beating him. There's just no beating him." Casemiro is that
It's
player.
more than just that.
Casemiro has
There are
brought back the sense of teams fearing Manchester United. He has brought
exactly,
back that sense.
and also
I
the
can
fact that this guy has won every single trophy there is to win. He has that mentality which we need. That's more than enough for us. We want to win trophies. That's about it.
I can still hear that roar when he scored against Chelsea. It still echoes in my ear. It still does.
That celebration.
That was animalistic bestiality at its finest. And I literally can still hear that. Moving on, we move on to our forwards. Let's start with the marquee signing. That's Anthony. Mudit bhai, your rating for Anthony? Choppy
Great
one.
start. Great,
Yeah,
great
choppy one.
start. Yeah, great start against Arsenal. I mean, from there, what I have seen in him is he's brilliant on the ball, but his decision making is more in Brazil. I don't overrate the Premier League, but I do rate it to some extent in the way that tackles come flying to you. He's able to avoid those tackles. I get that, and no one is actually trying to attack him in a more aggressive manner because they kind of expect him to give the ball away, and that is my only problem with him because he does that. And the last game, except the last game I saw him, he was great with the ball. He was passing it. He was doing his usual skills also, tricks also. I remember Ten Hag saying that you have to kind of excuse the part about him doing those tricks because football for him is that he's a
It
Brazilian.
is. It is.
Yes,
Yes, it
which I
is.
agree. He's even written about it in the Players Tribune. So it's something that I accept. It's his inheritance, and that's great. And he should keep doing that. What I want to see more from him is the playmaking. Is not being scared enough. Is scoring more goals because that's something that he can do with that magic of a left foot that he has, and he has shown that in the last couple of weeks also. For me, he's an 8 with a potential of 9.5.
Abhijit bhai, your rating for Anthony?
I would give 6.8. He has dipped in his form, but the way when he came into Manchester United, he used the way I see him, that when he took that attack, when he has the ball, he attracted more player on that, in the attack. So now he has in last games he has not done that same thing. He used to attract some players, and that would beneficial for Dalot, for Casemiro, and they would come into that space and provide some
Do you think?
attack.
Do you think it's more because of Dalot's unavailability that Anthony has Anthony
Yes,
might have
yes,
kind of
yes,
limited himself
definitely,
to
definitely,
what
Mudit
he
bhai,
wants? So
because
if that's the case, it's
Maybe there's
yeah.
a communication gap. Maybe.
huh, yes, Van Bissaka is an English player, and Anthony doesn't know, still he's not at the par of
I guess this is
English.
more than just language. It's
Huh.
more on the playing styles of
No,
playing
Yeah,
style.
absolutely.
even Dalot has elaborated that he speaks in Spanish, and he knows
And Dalo
Portuguese.
calls
So
him
It's
the
in,
kid. The kid. Dalo
yes,
calls him the kid.
it's it's
yes,
basically the fact that Anthony does better when players run around him. Aaron doesn't run that much,
hmm.
Yes.
so it could be there. So Sandeep bhai, your rating for Anthony?
I think he's been a victim of his price tag, honestly.
Yes,
And
precisely.
I think he has the potential to be a 9.5, as Mudit said. But right now it's at a steady 7. And I would not rate him more than that for the season he has had up till now. When he scored the 3 opening goals in first three matches, I thought he is the shiz, but his form has dropped. But it's a 7 for me, and he has the potential to be a 9.
Still, is the shiz is 7 for me, but use right foot
Yeah,
would be
he has to
better.
bring in the Mahrez
Use
thing. He has to bring in the
use
Mahrez
right foot.
player in him. Use the
Use
right
right
foot.
foot. Use right foot. We move on to the other Anthony. That's Anthony Alanga. Has played more than 5, so that is why. Mudit bhai, your rating for him?
Not much of words, but the limited amount of action calls for a limited amount of rating, because even in that limited action, he made sub appearances for the most part. It's kind of unfair to rate him at this stage, but I'll still give him a 6.
Abhijit bhai?
5. I would say you. I would
Uh,
say 5.
Sandeep bhai?
5.
Five again. Kushagra says 4 and adds the word dog shite. Gaurav says 4. Let's move on to.
I think he's been over promoted. Like Rangnick did not have any player to
Agreed.
use from last season,
Agreed.
and
Agreed.
he has been over promoted. He needs a loan somewhere.
He
Dortmund
He
would be
was
very
lacks
he was
he lacks
actually a
physical.
breath of fresh air in a stinky system.
exactly when he came in. He was a breath of
That's
fresh
why we liked him.
air. Yeah,
Exactly.
so he needs a loan.
Yeah.
Dortmund would be good for him.
Yes.
Uh, let's move on to the third Anthony, and that's Anthony Martial, or should we
Oh
call
my
him
god.
Delicate Darling? Should we call him Delicate Darling? Because the man, like I am really frustrated because even if we keep this man under house arrest, this man is still going to find ways to get injured, even in the house. So like it's that annoying. Like even if you wrap him in bubble wrap, that dude is going to fall down the stairs. In spite if you tell him don't go down the stairs, you are wrapped in bubble wrap. Just stay there. He's not going. He's going to fall. He's going to do something frustrating enough. Murida, your ratings for Martial?
Needs to go this summer 6.
6.
He could get
Abhijit
hurt
bhai,
playing FIFA 20. Sorry.
Abhijit
6.
bhai, your rating? 6.
6.
Sandeep bhai?
I think I'll give him a 6.5 because the matches he has played in, he's been phenomenal, and he's so very much integral to the way Ten Hag plays. And if
That's
he
why
could
it's so
stay fit,
frustrating. That's
if he
that's
could
why it's
stay
so
fit,
frustrating.
I swear, if he could stay fit, I mean, we would have a much better season and much more goals. He could play FIFA 23 and get injured.
In the game and in real life as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like this guy comes in for 3-4 games, sells us dreams, and then gets injured. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's that frustrating because, like Sandeep Bhai said, Martial in full flow is absolutely key to this system. So for me, it's 7 for that very reason because he's been good the games he's played. Uh,
I get your point. Yeah.
but that's the reason why it's so frustrating to watch this man get injured every now and then. I mean, come on, dude. Like,
I mean, he
seriously,
will play fine for a match, and the next press conference, Ten Hag is saying he's out for 2 weeks. I mean, that's
The
what we
thing
can
and
expect
is,
from Martial.
the thing is, we've ended up paying 80 million for him, with his
exactly with the
add-ons.
with the add-ons, with the bonuses. Thank God he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. For
Ballon d'Or.
that reason, thank God he didn't. Thank God he
Ballon d'Or
didn't.
slot.
Mojosa says 5. Kushagra says Martial in his full swing is a 9. Gaurav Bhai, I'm from Mumbai. And we move on to Jadon Sancho. Started the resurgence of United with that Liverpool goal. Sent Van Dijk and Milner out for a
Blackburn.
kebab. Scored against Leicester. Was very impressive in the first start. Went down. Your ratings for him up until the time when he was pulled out of the squad?
7.5 for me. The reason being, he was finally showing what he's capable of. He was more direct. Ten Hag was giving him freedom. I was looking forward to how amazing a season this could be for him, and he's finally there. I just hope he's better mentally and everything is fine with him, and he makes a comeback soon. I guess Ten Hag said that he's already training, like
Yes, he is. He has already trained.
the word of coming back. I want to
Yeah.
see him coming back, and I hope that
I
will
think
take
he
place.
might make the bench on tomorrow. I
No,
think so. He
I think
might.
reading comes too soon for him. Maybe the Premier League or maybe the second leg of the Carabao. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
when the game is well and truly done in the second leg, you'd give him 10-15 minutes. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Avijit bhai, your ratings for Jadon Sancho?
I would give him 7. He has contributed. He will have a comeback, and yeah, when we'll do a last video, same video, I will surely give him 10, and I hope he will perform very well.
We all hope.
Love the confidence. Love the
Yes.
confidence. Love the confidence. Sandeep bhai, your rating for Jadon?
For his performances, I would give him a 7, but I would end it with a 7.5 just to boost his confidence right now. He needs all our love and support right now, and he needs to build back his confidence. And he is a player that I was so excited when we bought him. The excitement of him, us buying him, was kind of foreshadowed by us bringing us Ronaldo, but. Jadon Sancho is one for the future. He's an amazing baller, 15 goals and 15 assists. I remember the Dortmund season. He can replicate that, and Ten Hag is the perfect manager to unlock that. So I have full faith in him and the manager.
Seven for me as well. And yeah, you're hoping that he comes back stronger, like Moji sir says. So Mojo sir says 6. Gaurav also gives Jaden a 6.
And I think
Tushar,
one more thing. I think he's the successor to the number 7 jersey. Even
too early to say, but yeah, hopefully that is the next logical course of action.
If he gets through this phase of his life and career, he's
he
going to
will.
be a total
Ten
beast.
Hag is a brilliant manager. Ten Hag is a
He's
brilliant
going to be a
manager.
totally within reach. So number 7 is well within reach if he
Yeah,
goes to the next level. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So now we go on to our man, our main striker, the boy wonders, the South Manchester Mbappe, and that's Marcus Rashford. 21 goals already, just one goal away from his best ever season and Man United. Again, what
27.
is your rating and why is it 10?
21 goals.
Why is it 10 once again?
It's
I
10.
mean,
It's 10. It's not 10 actually. It's 9.5, and the reason being he always has a goal in him. He's now started to score them, but he also has certain options that he has to take instead of striking the ball that he
Is
does
the
not
point
take.
five is to take away
Point
from him
five.
to keep him grounded, just to
It's
keep him
not just
grounded.
that. It's not just that. The decision making still needs work
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
absolutely, absolutely.
all right, all right. Abhijit bhai, your rating for the Within Shaw UCBU?
I think I will give 9. He total player. Still
All
has
right,
room of improvement.
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sandeep bhai, your rating for
I think one of the best compliments he could earn was that alternative camps stopping Walcott or Pele and just saying Pele.
that's that
Kudos to that channel and everyone
That
who works
that
for it.
handle is epic.
that's
Walcott or Pele, 100% fucking UCB Pele, South Manchester
that's
Pele,
that's
whatever.
that's where the names Within Shaw Eusebio and South Manchester
Yeah,
Mbappe come from.
exactly. I mean, that guy is so good. But yeah, seriously, it's a 9.5. The point 0.5 I will take away from him just to keep him grounded, to help him make better decision. I know this rating system doesn't really matter to him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You forgot one name that is 100% child feeding Mother Teresa Midas touch Pele.
Mo- MBE, MBE,
Yeah.
MBE.
MB,
Uh,
E, triple C.
Oh,
yeah.
I love this.
And with that, we come to the end of the players. Special mention. How would you rate Eric Ten Hag as a manager so
So
far?
we are not going to speak about Weghorst at all in the first few games.
Garnacho.
Three games. Three
Delvin
games. He's
Garnacho.
played three.
3 games.
He's
I
played.
know,
Garnacho.
but
Oh
still,
yes,
I think
I forgot
I want
Garnacho.
to
Sorry,
see
sorry, 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 sorry. Garnacho.
Garnacho.
There's Garnacho there. Yeah. What about Garnacho?
I don't want to kind of get too ahead of myself. He's a great player in the making. I'll give him a 8.5.
Another contender for the number 7, perhaps.
Yep.
Abhijit bhai, your rating for Garnacho
8. Straight 8.
and Sandeep bhai, your rating for Garnacho.
Yeah, 8.
All right, let's talk about Weghorst. Come on. I mean, he is here already. He's played 3. I think tomorrow he will definitely be playing the 4th. Might as well. Might as well. Yeah.
So for me, what's striking about Weghorst is for his height, how amazing is his touch, his control, and his passing, and the way he's kind of shuffling play, attracting defenders, and making space for other players. It's exactly what we want for the next 5 months, and it's exactly what we've got. So for Weghorst, my rating would simply be a 8 now because he's not scoring. He of course scored, but we need him to kind of get into those positions where we can also, because I think the players kind of seem to forget that we now have a presence in him for crosses. And because
Exactly.
he's coming in second halves, we are not able to change our strategy immediately. We take time in
I
that
was so
transition.
glad when Pellistri stuck in that cross first time.
Exactly.
It was a brilliant opportunity to do a headed goal.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's the presence we need, and I think what Ten Hag is testing with these players is how they can adjust to multiple systems within minutes.
True.
And once we get there, it will be a sight. So that's me for Weghorst, because the way he's involving himself in the play and holding defenders up, and he's technically good and he's great in the air. He's amazing for us.
And he's a character also.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's
And he's
one of
coming
those.
off a World Cup performance people could only dream of. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, from Wolfsburg to Burnley to Turkey to Netherlands and to Manchester, some right. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Abhijit, by your rating for Weghorst?
7.7. I just want to add one point for after Mudit Bhai said one point. We are also forgetting about has done a defensive duties in Arsenal game. That was really a vital duties for us, because the way they were attacking us, we needed some physical player like Casemiro, and he done some duties there. So definitely player to watch for us in the season.
And he's also expressed a desire to stay beyond the loan. What else do
Yeah,
we
he
need?
wants a contract.
Yeah, yeah. He's playing for a contract basically, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the times that I've seen players play for a contract, more often than not, they do deliver. They do deliver. But again, the downside of playing for a contract is the moment they receive a contract,
They go
they
down.
become they lower their guard. But Vegas doesn't look the kind of player who's going to lower his guard down at any, because of the straight fact that he's 30. He himself is aware that he does not have a lot of years at the top table. So he's going to give everything and anything he has for
It's,
the cause up until
it's
May.
like the little kid inside him saying he wants to play, so why not? We gave
Yeah.
chance to
Nah,
one.
yeah. The last time we picked a 30-year-old Dutch striker, yes, we know what happened next. We know what happened next. I got you. Nice. Very subtle, very subtle.
And
Yeah.
Dutch.
So,
And Dutch.
and that's, yeah, exactly. Same thing. We spoke about all the players. Let's talk about the manager. For me, it's basically a 15 on 10 for the thing he's done. For all the shit that he's faced, he's come out with his face and his image squeaky clean. Says a lot about the man. Says a lot about the balls of the man as well. It's very ballsy to make sure that everyone is kept on a tight leash, even Ronaldo for that matter. The fact that he came out of the Ronaldo situation being the biggest winner is testament of the fact that this manager is it.
This is it.
Yes,
This is
exactly.
it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No doubt.
And yeah, so Kushagra says 9 on 10 can improve his substitutions.
But
I
for that,
By
think
you
who
need
to
to have a good
choose?
bench.
Ah.
There is no
he
bench.
should
There
have
is no
players.
bench.
No bench. We
There
have
is
no.
no
We do have.
bench. You
In
give him
short,
players on his bench, he
Abhishek,
will do the
I
substitution.
don't think we are even in a position to rate Ten Hag right now, because
yes.
if it is under his leadership
You have to give him the players he wants.
that our ownership changes, he's already a legend. He's
In a
he's
six,
done.
Mudit Bhai, in only 6 months of a span, he has changed a entire team. He has
No,
improved
just
every player.
imagine we finished last season. I think we finished sixth with the lowest points tally ever in a
Yes.
Premier League, and he has turned that around, taking out the weeds of the team, and he has built something really great. And he is building something really great. You know, when Ronaldo did that interview, ठीक है, Glazers खराब है, सब कुछ ठीक है. When he talked about the manager, that's where he lost.
That's where he lost the fans, to be honest. If he
That's where he lost me, man. I love Ronaldo from the bottom of my heart, but when he spoke ill about Eric Ten Hag, he lost me.
He has overachieved actually in the
I
6 months.
I think if you would tell us 6 months ago when the reign started that we were going to be fourth in the final of the Carabao Cup, only what
We would have left,
8
I think.
points, 8 points away from second place
Title.
City. Second place
Actually,
City. We,
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Even if we go to a stretch and say that we actually were in the title race before Arsenal. So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, if at all we would have won against Arsenal, yes, absolutely. there would have been genuine talks of a title race. I mean,
Which we would
he's
be dreaming of.
he's quietly gone about making sense of this United team. He's made sense. The key word is here. He's made sense of this United team because
And
he's been
players are playing more intelligently. That is also a thing I have noticed the
precise.
change.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
are
absolutely.
playing intelligently. I did not think
that is when
Bruno had that pass in him. I did not think Luke Shaw had that pass in him. But they have been
that is
coached
when
to see that.
that is when the manager is a coach. And not a
Exactly.
manager. That
You
is
His
can
man
you can
management is also kudos to him.
you can see the change in culture in and around Carrington at this point
Exactly.
in time. You can literally see the change in culture. We are crying about draws where previously it would have been God's plan, a 250 word essay on Instagram, and we go again. It isn't the case this season.
It's
I've
so
not seen.
fulfilling to see the same from the Chelsea and Liverpool players. It's so fulfilling.
yeah, but chalega.
Yeah,
But the thing is, we
that's
are
Yes,
hating draws, which is great.
yes.
yes,
We weren't having this kind of attitude before.
He also
yeah,
has pumped
exactly.
his authority actually in the team.
Yep.
That's what matters. You need a
Exactly.
manager to put this squad under a tight leash. Mountains are
Exactly.
there to be climbed, but yeah, this is
Yes,
this
he's
is not a
thinking
Eras
like
come to
a
an
great
end.
tenor.
Eras come to an end.
era's come to an end. This is the line now. Era's come to an end.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Mountains to
lesson.
क्या वो सोल्जर वाला था.
Eras come to an end. Thank you for the lesson, Pep. Two lines which will stick with me for the rest of my life. So with that, we've come to an end of a very intense rating period where we've gone about dissecting each and every player, spoken about their strengths, their weaknesses, and what they've done so far. It's been amazing having all you guys in stream, Budit Bhai, Abhijit Bhai, Sandeep Bhai, and even Paritosh Bhai earlier. Huge shout out to all of them on the chat, coming in with their 2 cents, coming in with their opinions. It's been insane and it's been great. So all in all, this is very this is a very good way to bring to a close the mid-season for United. With that being said, we always hope that the second half of the season is better than the first half because we've already had a good start. Momentum, like I say, momentum is a very addicting drug, and these United players know what it is to ride on a crest of the momentum. All you need is one game, one big result, and then success tastes like a drug, and which is the only drug we need right now. With that being said, do show us love on YouTube. Do like, share, and subscribe. Consistent content coming in and day out. We would love to have you in large numbers so that you can give in your 2 cents and make this stream much more interactive. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter as well. The username is on your screen right now. Also, go ahead and do check out our website. Do give that a like as well. A lot of cool stuff to check out in there. I say this on every stream. I say this today as well. Every day is match day on our official WhatsApp group. You do not want to miss an opportunity to be part of. You don't want to miss an opportunity to come on there. With that being said, this is Delvin along with Mudit Bhai, Abhijit Bhai, and Sandeep Bhai, bidding you all goodbye. Do take care of yourself. Be safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all very soon. Hopefully, with another win under our belt when we dispatch off reading. Till then, it's good night, and we will see you soon.